Hey guys, it's Gimme. I know Soldan wanted me to give him a few tips on this, as well as, I just kind of wanted to make a video for fun. But I was gonna make a guide on how to farm DM East. Just lashers and some of the Satyr packs, Hell Color packs. Um, yeah, it's honestly not that hard, and you can make like 60, maybe 80 gold an hour doing this. Um, like, honestly, you can do this in Dungeon Blues. You know what I mean? Like some BOEs, some Dungeon Blues. It's not really hard. Not a very high gear requirement. But you just like the biggest thing is cooldown management, and I'm not gonna go over that now, but I'll go over that as we clear it. But first, I wanted to go over my talents. Start with fire. Personally, I prefer like Master of the Elements, uh, Shatter build. You can do Blizzard. I just don't like Blizzard. It's a lot slower and a lot less fun. Yeah. But there's a couple of different talent builds, but I'll just go over mine. Um so obviously you have to take Imp Fireball to get down to the next tree. The big reasons you take this is for the Ignite, the Improved Flame Strike, and the Master of Elements. You can move this around, you can put like 2 points in Burning Soul. It really doesn't matter. I just take Pyroblast to cast Pyroblast on the Hell Callers and the one Satyr when I pull it at the very beginning of the big pool. But it's honestly not that big of a deal. Yeah. So, but like Master of Elements, your Frost and Fire spells, they give you 30% of the base mana cost back. It's pretty big on Shatters, you know, very nice. And then Flame Strike increase crit chance by 15%, and burn for 40% of the spell damage. Yeah, very nice. Then you go down to improve Frostbolt on Frost. You can take, this is personal preference, I just take this so I can kill the solo invisible packs a little bit faster. But you can take Elemental Precision and Frost Warden if you want to give yourself a little bit more armor and all that. I just don't. You want to avoid Frostbite entirely, obviously, when you're AoEing, because it makes a mob stagger. It's not very good. Take Ice Shards, obviously. Improve Frost Nova, Permafrost. Like I said, you can go Blizzard, but I'm not doing that. Cold Snap. I go 2 out of 3 in Piercing Ice because you're not really using that many Frost spells. You're just using Gun Cold, and yeah. And there's a lot better places to put those talents. So I'll go Frost Channeling to reduce my mana cost. Arctic Reach is kind of like a must because it's very hard to. It makes it a lot harder to judge the radius on your spells, pretty much. And also you can stand a lot further away. Shatter is also a must. 50% increase crit chance against frozen targets. Fucking broken. Yeah. Anyways, improve crit cold, ice block, and barrier. Yeah, I don't know, pretty simple talents, I'd say. Like I said, you can change some of this around a little bit, but yeah, nothing, you know, nothing major. Uh, Also gear, like I'll show off my gear. It's not really, ooh, gear. Um, yeah. You can, like I said, you can do this in Dungeon Blues. I have like 7k mana with and buff on. I think I was doing this with like 5k mana or 5.5k mana. So and like 2.5k health. So you can totally do this with worse gear, 100%. Um, with this build, I'm just going for as much crit chance as I can, like on all my items and spell power and all that, because my gear is pretty solid. Um, but yeah, I think that's it. Let's get into it. There is a boy that'll spawn right there, one of these treants, the pats. That's how you know it's a fresh essence, if you see one of those there at the very beginning, or if it just took a very long time for him to come back. You come like right about there, and you blink down to avoid fall damage. You only need like 4k mana to start this pack. I'm gonna wait for this pack. Um, obviously the biggest obstacles in this room are these stompers and guardians. They like, yeah, they like you can see how close I am to them right now. They won't pull, like you know. But they heal and all that and stun, and they're not very fun. But once they get past me, they get about there, I'll pull them. You don't want to pull them when they're like too far over because they'll pull. Yeah, these will pull them. But you want them, you don't want to pull that, so you stand there for a second. I'll fire blast this one, blink, those will pull those, and then I'll counterspell one of those. Then I'll flip around and I'll ice block. Now these like to pop into poison, they'll also root you and do damage to you and stuff like that. So I'm just going to come out Nova, refresh my barrier, Zandalarian Hero Charm, and cast Flame Strike. Then I'm going to combo it with a Nova. Blast them down, all that stuff. Now, this is I don't know, this is like the longest part, is actually looting all of these. And you get a whole bunch of random stuff. I personally delete the like Peace Bloom and stuff like that, like Earthroot. But there's a lot of good herbs that you should keep, obviously. Like, you can get Dreamful from these, you can get Grom's Blood, you can get Winter's Bite, you can get, let's see, like Fade Leaf, Blindweed, just all sorts of stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and run around and pick up my herbs. So, possible Dreamfoil there, there's a Grom's Blood that can spawn there. There's a Dreamfoil that can spawn right here, Grom's Blood that can spawn right here, Dreamfoil that can spawn here. And to get that, you just run up to him and Nova and pick it and then run away. And obviously there's this Grom's Blood here now. And I'll show you the herb spawns over here, even though none of them are up. And you can get by, you can walk over there to get by. I'll go this way to show the herb spawns. Get a few ticks of mana while I wait. And there's possible Dreamfoil and Ground's Blood spawns right here. Then there's Ground's Blood there. There's also a Dreamfoil spawn, like a little bit further down than that. The book spawn, you can be right here. Books aren't very expensive anymore. And you gotta worry about these pats also. I'm gonna play it a little bit risky. And okay, that didn't open on me. Also, I don't personally open those unless I'm out of Thornland seeds anymore because I don't have any tubers in my bag. But I have a lot of Rum Tum tubers in the bank or in my on my bank vault. I think I have like 500 or something. They're really good in food, but they don't sell a lot on the auction house, obviously, because there's just a ton of people farming this. Now for this pack, also there's a book that spawns right there sometimes. So for this pack, the biggest thing is there's that pack that walked through here, and they like to get in your way. Whenever they run out of phase distance, see how they just walk back in? They take a lot longer to come back. So I'm going to wait for him to get about here, and then he's going to stop for a second. And I'll pull this with a wand and bring it over there. And the biggest thing is, whenever you're cutting these, you don't want to pull these death lashes. They're a pain in the ass. They hit really hard, and you can't really deal with them for too long. But I'm just gonna do my thing, you know. These things die really fast, so I'm not waiting for the last 3 seconds or the last 4 seconds to cast my Flame Strike. It's just not worth it. They die very easily, so. That being said, for the Satyrs later on, not the Hellcallers, but the Satyrs, whenever I'm kiting those, I wait until between 4 and 3 seconds to cast my Flame Strike. I try and do it at 4 just in case sometimes I'll screw it up. But I'll do it 4, and then I'll combo with Chronicled, just to make sure that I get my stuff, get my crits. So I'm gonna run past there. You gotta avoid him. I'll pull these together. You want to make sure that those don't touch that column because they will reset sometimes, and they like to pull that Warpwood Elemental back. I'm gonna kill these and loot. Also, it can be said that there was a column just like this on the other side. You can use both of these to reset. The one on the other side is better though, because so this pack, you see how it runs right next to it? If I was to stand on there, it would aggro me. And they're just gonna keep aggroing you as they walk by, so it's not a good reset spot. It's better to run over to the one over there. There's also one in here. It's a little trickier to get onto, but that one, these two, you just jump on the end. That one's a little bit raised. It's in here. And also, like I said, there's herbs everywhere. I'm gonna check these herb spawns. There's a Grom's Blood that can spawn right here next to that Deathlash, and it's not really worth getting, just because it's Grom's Blood. If it was Dreamfoil, it would be. But there's a Dreamfoil right here that you don't have to pull anything for. And there's a Dreamfoil that can spawn right there. Same thing. So, I got lucky this time. The Shadow Stalker is right here. He passed about here to a little bit further in there than what I can see on my mini-map. But I'm just going to kill him. And very simple, he doesn't do a lot of damage. He can put a slow and poison on you. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the type of mob that does a gouge. But it doesn't actually gouge you, it just root you, so you can blink out of it. Also, there's a chance for a stealth mob to be there. Now, you see that ghost mushroom? That's on the floor above us, so we can't get it. There can also be one on the other side of this wall, and there can be one right there. So that can juke you a lot. I'm going to pop that. Sometimes some whip lashers can spawn from there. They didn't this time. And so there's a couple ways you can go from here. If you aren't very geared, or if you want to try this out for like the first time, you want to get like used to the packs, I'd honestly suggest like fireballing, like getting on one side of these mobs and fireballing, and just doing a 4-pack, just like to get used to the types of mobs, because it's a lot easier to understand what's going on when there's less mobs, and it's a lot less, daunting at the same time. And that's what I did at first as well. I just started with that, and I worked my way up. But what I'm going to do is show the Hellcaller packs first. I'll have some footage of me failing these later on, but these are some of the hardest packs. Also, Hydra Spawn's pretty easy to get by. You can walk like from there to there, or you can walk up through there. You just have to stay a decent ways away from them. So now I'm going to pre-apply my barrier. I'm a dampen magic, and I'm a mage armor. These guys mainly do like fire damage, so you're going to be fire warding as well. Wait for a couple more seconds and I'll fire ward. Also, whichever one of these you cast first is going to take the damage first. Even though, like, Ice Barrier takes all damage, yeah, that's just how that works. Like, the fire damage will be absorbed from the Ice Barrier first, just because it got casted first. But, so I'm gonna Pyroblast, go in, Flame Strike, try and blow these up. Oh, also I counterspelled him at the beginning, and I got lucky he's Hellfiring. It's really good for me because it just makes him a turret. He just stands there. And I can kill him really easily. Now this pack, these are probably the hardest packs. And this one in particular can be even more of a pain in the ass because there's a pat that spawns that walks like right up to here. So if you walk too far over, you can get him. And it's not a fun time. Also, I avoid that pack whenever I do my big pull, but I'm sure there's a way to work it into it. I just haven't taken the time to do it. And I'll wait for him to walk up and walk over here. Re-mana up, all that. And I'm gonna get reset up for this pull. So this time I'm actually gonna pop my Fireward first and then my Ice Barrier. I'm gonna wait until it'll get blasted off very fast. So I'm gonna wait until I don't know, probably 15 seconds left, like right now, to cast Pyroblast. We're gonna Fire Blast right after and Counterspell. Do one of these and then we'll Nova. Oh shit. I fat fingered rank 1 Kona Cold. I'm gonna stand over here to LOS. Well, I guess I don't have to show that other footage. Because, yeah, this shows you. These can be pretty hard. I whiffed just very slightly, and things went bad. But I'll edit this death run out. It's not, it's like I'd say like a 4-minute run back, maybe 5-minute run back. So you can, like I said, you can reset on those couple of spots, but the Hellcaller packs are really hard to reset, just because they blast really hard. And usually, if you screw up, you're gonna be dead really fast. Unfortunately, there isn't one up this time, but there can be ghost mushrooms that spawn right here, and also there's a Pat that likes to, you know, he'll sit right there in that corner, or he'll sit there in that corner, and he'll walk up. There's also another one that likes to walk up around here, all the way to the boss, and he'll come to about just the other side of that Death Lash, or Fell Lash. So, and also there's a Ghost Mushroom that can spawn here, but it's not really worth getting. There's also a Hellcaller's pack up there, it's just not worth getting, it just wastes so much time. And the big thing is about these runs is like speed and efficiency, and you can get if you do the full method with Hell Collars, you can get around 14-minute runs if you're pushing it. Now, if you're just doing the Lashers and the Satyrs, like the big group, which will be that group, and that one way over there, it's you can get like 9-minute runs sometimes, maybe 10-minute runs sometimes. So you can really hit the instance cap fast, so you can still go up there. But me personally, I don't hit the instance cap. So, but we'll go ahead and work on this pack right here. If you fight over here and use this wall to LOS, they like to path over there and walk around this pillar to this side. I don't know why. Um, so you could use that to your advantage. Like if you stand over here, they they'll just run around there. So you can use that to your advantage, but it's really weird. It's kind of hard to fully take it into advantage. But okay, so there I'm gonna have to show it because there's a mob there, and I'll pull in with the big pull like I usually do. And another thing is Hydra spawn comes like right here. Yeah, like right here. So you got to be careful about pulling them whenever you do this pull and whenever you do the big Satyr pack. You got to make sure, that you watch his pathing because he goes that way first and then he'll come this way. And he'll just does that every time he loops it back over there. He'll go that way and then he'll go that way and then he'll go that way and then he'll go that way. But I'll demonstrate on this side, and we're gonna get our barriers up. Wait a few more seconds. So Fire Ward. And when we get to 30, I will start casting Pyroblast. Or 35, probably. Pyroblast, Fire Blast, and then Counterspell whenever he actually casts. Okay. They usually don't take that long. They usually cast almost immediately. I'll try and kill the imps and then demonstrate the pathing. So we'll wait a second, but you'll see if I stand like here. Oh, did they fix it? I don't know. It's weird. But, okay. Maybe they fixed it. Oh, and these, the big reason you farm these is because all of these imps have the same drop tables as these hell callers for the most part. So they can drop rune cloth, demonic runes, like fell cloth, and grays and all that are worth a lot. So it can be a lot more profitable. But like I said, they're a lot harder. Now, I'm lucky this time, but there's a chest spawn here. There's also one at that pack over there, and a Gromswood spawn. There's a Gromswood spawn here as well. And you can see there's a ghost mushroom back here. Now you gotta be careful because sometimes there is a invisible satyr that sits right here, and you can kill him. I don't like to pull him. You can get the herb without pulling him. So that's it. Now we'll start prepping for the next pull. I'm gonna put ice armor back on. I don't really care about dampen magic here. I'll go ahead and take it off for the heck of it. Because they don't cast damaging magic spells. They cast curses that reduce your magic damage and I think your magic resistance, but it's not, I don't know. It's not that big of a deal. And I don't do curses either as I'm fighting them. It's just a waste of mana. So I'm gonna ice barrier here. Wait for 30 seconds, 35 seconds or so. And I'll start casting Pyroblast. Now what you want to do is cast Pyroblast on that one so he runs at you. So you're not pulling his Fellow Lash. You want to wait a couple seconds and then run over there. Obviously you don't want them to hit you and make your barrier lower. Now you run over that way and you pull that pack, you get to it, you blink as soon as they start running at you, and then you keep going. You'll refresh your barrier there. But I'm going to Pyroblast, and I have him targeted, but I'm actually casting at him. Or maybe I'm not, but whatever. So, and he hit me, but it's okay. Pull him. I'm going to blink through. If your barrier is up, by the way, they will not daze you. They won't daze you. But what I did there was cast Thornling, and then I ice blocked a couple seconds later, because it will start aggroing them, and you won't take as much damage. So they're all nice and tight there, so I'm going to Xandalar and Hero Charm, Flame Strike, Cone of Cold, and I'm running back and forth to try and get them grouped as tight as possible. And also a Whiplashers can spawn there, and it can get a little messy, but it's okay. So I'm only using max rank Cone of Cold whenever I am, whenever they're Nova'd, right there, to get the biggest shatter damage possible. I can also Arcane Explosion a little bit. I have a pretty large mana pool. What I like to do is just do that, burn them down. I'll use the Evo in a second. I'll Evo, none resisted. And I can get one more tick. And then I'll run up, and then I'll just blast them down now. But like I said, you don't have to rely on the Flame Strike method for this. You can just nuke them down if you have the mana for it. Especially if you have Blade of Eternal Darkness. That item is way too strong. I also recommend taking it off of Group Loop, putting it on Free For All, or maybe putting it on like Epic or Rare item drop. But yeah. And as you can see, the thornlead seed comes from these. You get one every time you open one of these. Now my alt logged offline, so I'm going to reset here in a second. But also, be careful when you come over here. Make sure you don't have too low a mana, because even though you blinked by those earlier, so those might not have you know, popped. Also, be careful with your wand won't necessarily work in here against these whip lashers if it is nature damage, so specifically Storm Rager. It's a really good AoE wand. Uh, I actually used to use it for this farm, but I couldn't wand these because it does nature damage. So now I'm going to log back on to my reset alt on my second account, and we'll get a reset. So in case you didn't know, all that involves, if you only have one account, you can get somebody in your guild, preferably or a friend, to invite your main and then another tune on that same account to a group, and then you just have them pass one of them lead and have them leave the group, and every time you log out, 2 minutes later, it'll pass lead to the other character, as long as you're logged into them. If you're offline on both of them for too long, it'll drop the group entirely, so you don't want to do that. But it's a lot better than like dying, for example, and resetting. Um, but I use a separate account, so I can log out instantly. So we'll log out. And I know this is elongated as fuck, but this can be much faster. Like I said, you can cut these down to like 12-minute, 14-minute runs. Oh wow, will I make it? I did make it. Interesting. But I did not pass lead to my other account, so I'm going to have to log back in. Sad days. Please don't let me die. Oh, okay. Well, that works too. But he only respawned. I think it's been like 16 minutes since I originally was right here, and it just, yeah, he just respawned on me. The pats will respawn, but like I said, it's like 15 or 16 minutes or so. Okay, now I reset. And here we are. Now I also use an add-on for counting my resets. I use FarmLog, and also, what is it? It's like FarmLog Instance History or something. It's a weak aura. Where's it at? Oh, here it is. FarmLog Instance History. It's tied to this, so there's a couple different ones, like instance trackers out there. This one is tied specifically to when you enter the instance and you hit yes or no, it'll put the check there. It'll put the tick there, and it'll start counting it. So yeah, it's not automated, so it's a lot more accurate. But that's it. This is a pretty, I don't know, simple dungeon to farm. It's just, I don't know, take some practice. So, get in there and do it. Make some gold. Also, let me leave any comments, stuff you want to know. I'll, definitely answer it. But, anyways, take it easy.